We've been working with OpenAI through Azure, Microsoft, and OCI and CoreWeave.
All over the place, literally. I mean, you're in the UK. I saw the white bow tie and all that. The tux.
You look very nice.
Yeah, you're here. It's very nice. But you're also doing a lot of investments.
And so through third parties for quite a long time. In fact, in 2016, I delivered the world's very first AI supercomputer called DGX-1.
Intel investment announced last week, quite a bit smaller than this one, but seems significant also because it's weaving NVIDIA technology
to a startup, a nonprofit startup in San Francisco, and that company turned out to have been OpenAI. And so we've been working with them for quite a long time.
The PC and data center level in a way that perhaps it wasn't before. Where do these kinds of investments fit in? How do you think about the value?
The OpenAI partnership is an addition to what we're already doing with them on the cloud. The Intel partnership is about recognizing that accelerated computing in AI's day has arrived. Remember, general purpose computing was invented practically 60 years ago. Contracts, we're going to continue to execute on all that. But our partnership with them is quite unique in the sense that this is the first time we're going to sell directly to them.
The AI war just got personal. Nvidia's CEO Jensen Huang, the man behind the world's most powerful chips, has finally broken his silence after Sam Altman's shocking partnership move with AMD. What was once a close collaboration between OpenAI and Nvidia may now be turning into a rivalry that could reshape the entire AI industry. With global spending on AI projected to hit nearly $1.5 trillion this year, the competition for dominance is fiercer than ever. OpenAI's decision to strike a deal with AMD, Nvidia's longtime rival, sent shockwaves across Silicon Valley. And when CNBC sat down with Jensen Huang to discuss it, his response made it clear, Nvidia isn't backing down. For nearly a decade, Nvidia has been the silent engine behind the AI revolution. From ChatGPT's early training runs to Tesla's self-driving systems, Nvidia's GPUs have powered the breakthroughs that defined modern artificial intelligence. So when Jensen Huang appeared on CNBC earlier this month, the world expected calm confidence. Instead, we got subtle frustration and a quiet warning to Sam Altman. During the interview, Huang recalled Nvidia's long history with OpenAI dating back to 2016, when his company delivered its first-ever AI supercomputer, the DGX-1, to a small nonprofit startup in San Francisco. That startup was OpenAI. Since then, Nvidia and OpenAI have worked together through partners like Microsoft Azure and Oracle Cloud, building the massive compute infrastructure that made ChatGPT possible. But everything changed when OpenAI, now led by Sam Altman, announced a new collaboration with AMD. According to Bloomberg and CNBC, the deal involves AMD supplying custom AI chips to OpenAI in exchange for a significant strategic stake, something Huang described as unique and surprising. When asked if he knew about the deal before it was announced, Huang admitted he didn't. He calmly said, "Not really, but our deal is very different from theirs." Then he drew a sharp distinction. Nvidia, he explained, isn't just selling chips, it's building entire AI factories. We're the only company in the world that focuses on the full AI infrastructure, from CPUs, GPUs, networking chips, and switches, to the software stacks that bring it all together, Huang said. It was a subtle but powerful jab. While AMD was chasing partnerships, Nvidia was already years ahead, building the backbone of AI supercomputing. Still, the AMD OpenAI deal caught investors off guard. According to Reuters, AMD offered OpenAI a 10% stake in exchange for an exclusive partnership, a bold move meant to challenge Nvidia's dominance in high-end AI hardware. When asked about that deal, Huang smirked. He called it imaginative and clever, but couldn't hide his surprise. "I'm surprised they would give away 10% of their company before they even built it," he said, subtly questioning AMD's confidence in their own upcoming chips. That single comment sent waves through the tech community. It was the calmest explosion you could imagine. A CEO reminding the world that Nvidia doesn't need stunts to stay ahead. Huang's remarks also highlighted how far Nvidia's technology has come. 5 years ago, a single GPU chip was enough to drive innovation. But today, he explained, creating an AI supercomputer requires multiple specialized chips, optimized across every layer of the system. An AI supercomputer, he said, is the most complex computer ever made. While Moore's law, the principle that computing power doubles every 2 years, has slowed, Nvidia has found new ways to accelerate. Each year, its systems become multiple times faster than the last generation. And that's something AMD has yet to match. But beneath the calm tone, Huang's comments reflected deeper tension. Nvidia and OpenAI were once aligned in vision, pushing the limits of AI together. Now, Altman's pursuit of independence, through his own AI factories and chip projects, signals a shift that could threaten Nvidia's dominance. According to The Information, OpenAI has quietly explored designing its own custom silicon to reduce reliance on Nvidia's expensive GPUs. The AMD partnership is a stepping stone toward that goal, a direct challenge to Huang's empire. From Nvidia's perspective, it's betrayal disguised as innovation. Huang didn't use that word, but his subtext was clear. Nvidia helped build OpenAI from the ground up, and now the student is trying to outgrow the master. Still, Huang maintained professionalism. Instead of criticizing Altman directly, he emphasized Nvidia's unique strengths. By selling full systems, not just chips, Nvidia ensures companies like OpenAI can scale AI workloads more efficiently.
Until now, we've been only selling through the clouds. And so we're going to keep doing that. And for the last 60 years, we've been following that basic blueprint, that basic architecture, to build the ecosystem, the computing ecosystem of the. But the thing that's really exciting is that now, by selling directly to them, we could help prepare them for a day when they're self-hosted. And so all of a sudden, accelerated computing's time has come, and we're fusing, if you will, the Intel architecture with the Nvidia architecture, the scaler. And our agreement basically entails us selling entire systems and infrastructure into the world of accelerated computing and AI. So that's what that partnership's about. This partnership, I mean, this is, monumental in size to them. We're the only company in the world today that really focuses on building the entire AI infrastructure, from CPUs to GPUs to networking chip project, a technical project of this complexity and this scale ever. And it really just says that AI was in the early adopter phase, and switches of all kinds and all the software stacks that go along with that. And so we're quite a unique partner for them to be able to do this. It's in the labs, and finally it's breaking out into just about every single industry, every single use case we can imagine. It is very soon.
I guess the question becomes, it's great for you to sell it directly to them, but they don't have the money to buy it at this point. Is that's why the deal was structured the way it is, where you'll get a stake?
Where every single word, every single interaction, every single image, video that we experience on, through computers, they don't have the money yet. Yeah. And the way that it's going to happen, for every gigawatt of AI factories will somehow have been reasoned through or referenced by or generated by AI. It's going to be touched by AI somehow. So all of our computing experiences, you're probably going to need about $50 to $60 billion for the land-powered shell and all the computing and networking and all that, everything that goes along with that. Throughout the day, everywhere, in every industry, will be powered by AI. This is the first 10 gigawatts. And they're going to have to raise that money through, first of all, the revenues, which is growing exponentially. It sounds like an enormous undertaking, but there's no question that AI is transformational for every industry, equity or debt. And they gave us the opportunity to invest alongside other investors when the time comes. But the important thing is the AI infrastructure will be everywhere, and it will power computing experiences for everyone every day. And it's going to be just everywhere. And so it's not something we have to do, but it's something that they're giving us the opportunity to do, and I would love to do.
They have announced their intentions very clearly that they want to add up to 30 gigawatts of capacity. So in the end, it is all tied.
One of the things that we did, we invested in OpenAI early on, My only regret is that we didn't invest more.
As Huang put it, our partnership with OpenAI is still strong. We'll continue executing our cloud contracts, but this new agreement allows us to sell directly to them, and that's a first. This direct sales model marks a turning point. For years, Nvidia sold primarily through cloud providers. Now, it's engaging directly with AI developers, giving it tighter control and deeper integration. Exactly the kind of move that keeps it ahead of rivals like AMD and Intel. But the bigger question is, can anyone actually catch up to Nvidia? Right now, Nvidia controls over 80% of the global AI chip market, according to Canalys. Its newest architecture, Blackwell, unveiled earlier this year, is already being adopted by tech giants like Meta, Amazon, and Microsoft. Each system can cost up to $10 million, and demand still exceeds supply. AMD's chips, while promising, face an uphill battle. Their MI300 accelerators are powerful, but as Huang noted, one chip alone isn't enough. Nvidia's edge lies in its ecosystem, a web of hardware, software, and networking optimized together. As Forbes reported, this synergy makes Nvidia's platform incredibly hard to replace. Even if AMD builds faster chips, without Nvidia's software stack, CUDA, TensorT, and AI frameworks, developers would struggle to replicate the same results. So where does this leave Sam Altman? He's betting on diversification, reducing dependency on Nvidia, and exploring new chip architectures that give OpenAI more control. But as Huang hinted, that road is long and expensive. Building AI factories costs billions, and even OpenAI's rapid growth might not sustain that scale without partners like Microsoft. Huang's calm tone during the CNBC interview masked what many analysts described as a strategic warning. Nvidia isn't angry, it's focused. And while AMD may have gained attention with its partnership deal, Nvidia remains the undisputed backbone of AI infrastructure. As CNBC's Andrew Ross Sorkin wrapped up the interview, Huang smiled and said, "They're a really good company. We take them very seriously, and we're just going to keep running." That final line says it all. Jensen Huang doesn't need to explode in anger. His company's performance speaks louder than words. The AI race isn't about who shouts the loudest. It's about who builds the future faster. And right now, Nvidia is still setting the pace.
I mean, this is the most profitable, well, the most valuable startup company ever. And so this is a great opportunity.
Goal of, adding 30 gigawatts. And just to put it in perspective, I mean, the entire gigawatt capacity of all the hyperscalers combined.
You mentioned that your deal is very different from AMD's. AMD is in a situation where they're basically giving away a big chunk of their company to be able to be a partner.
Is around that ballpark, 30 gigawatts. So they are talking about, some big numbers in terms of capacity additions. How they will do it?
With OpenAI and sell them some of their goods. Is that how you read it?
Yeah, I saw the deal. It's imaginative.
One is through a deal with Oracle. So that was a $300 billion deal. Then they signed a $250 billion deal with Microsoft.
It's unique and surprising. Considering they were so excited about their next generation product, I'm surprised that.
So when you look at it from that perspective, 38 billion is not that big. And look, I mean, I can see what OpenAI is.
They would give away 10% of the company before they even built it. And so anyhow, it's clever, I guess.
Doing because they've seen, Anthropic sign a deal with Microsoft first, and then they signed a deal with Google TPU.
Yeah, I wondered the same thing. And Lisa Su, who, by the way, is a distant cousin of yours,
yeah,
right?
She's terrific.
AMD?
Yeah, she's terrific.
The way they've set this up, though.
Anthropic and OpenAI are the purest plays when it comes to LLMs. And if Anthropic is getting all that compute capacity from the two hyperscalers
of giving it away, they're also making some big assumptions that their chips are going to be able to compete with your chips that are coming out down the road. Do you think that's the case? Let's talk about vendor financing, because that has been something that has raised a lot of questions on Wall Street since you cut this deal with OpenAI.
Chips are quite special, and we're running really fast. We're the only company in the world today that builds all of the chips inside
Yesterday, Bloomberg is reporting that you have a $2 billion in financing that you're going to be involved with xAI to help
AI infrastructure. And today, back when we first started, 5 years ago even, an Ampere chip or a Hopper chip is just one chip.
Help them with these same stories. But this idea of circular financing, your customers can't afford to buy these chips yet, so you're going to help them out with money along the way.
Today, if you want to build one of these AI supercomputers, it takes a whole bunch of different types of chips to get the performance out of it.
That leads some people to think back to what happened with companies during the big buildup like a Lucent or a Nortel in the early days.
Because, Moore's law, the transistor itself is really slowing down. And we want to create those X factors of performance increase every single.
Is this different, and if so, how?
Well, first of all, xAI, I'm super excited about the financing opportunity that they're doing single year, and we're delivering these new systems every single year, and every year it's multiple times faster than the last generation. If the only regret I have about xAI, we're an investor already. The only regret I have is I didn't give him more money. In order for us to do that, we have to optimize the entire AI infrastructure. That supercomputer is the most complex computer the world's ever made. Almost everything that Elon's part of, you really want to be part of as well. And he gave us the opportunity to invest in xAI. I'm just delighted by that. And we optimize across all of that, design new chips every year. So one chip alone is not probably going to be able to deliver the type of results we do. And so that's an investment into a really great future company, and I'm really excited about that. That's not venture. But anyways, they're a really good company, and we take them very seriously, and we just kind of have to keep running. It's not vendor financing per se, but what's going on in the world versus what happened in 2000 is just dramatically different.
You're also doing a lot of investments. The Intel investment announced last week, quite a bit smaller than this one, but seems significant also.
Back then, as you recall, there were pets.com, hospitals.com, and all of the internet companies combined was, what, $30–40 billion in size?
Because it's weaving NVIDIA technology in the PC and data center level in a way that perhaps it wasn't before.
If you look at the hyperscalers now, that's where the first tranche of AI infrastructure is.
Where do these kinds of investments fit in? How do you think about the value of the ecosystem to NVIDIA?
Building. If you look at the AI, the hyperscalers have about $2.5 trillion of business that's already operating today. The Intel partnership is about recognizing that accelerated computing and AI's day has arrived. Remember, general purpose computing was invented practically 60 years ago. That business, that $2.5 trillion business, and the CapEx that goes underneath that is about, call it $500 billion. And for the last 60 years, we've been following that basic blueprint, that basic architecture, to build the ecosystem. That transition from a classical CPU-based computing to now generative AI computing, the computing use of the world. And so all of a sudden, accelerated computing's time has come, and we're fusing, if you will, powered by GPUs. That transition is just starting. So we've got to build into $500 billion worth of capacity, the Intel architecture with the Nvidia architecture, to bring them into the world of accelerated computing and AI. So that's what that partnership's about. This partnership, infrastructure, that's already naturally growing by itself, and we're in the beginning phases of that. If you just look at NVIDIA's AI infrastructure business, I mean, this is, monumental in size. There's never been an engineering project, a technical project of this complexity and this scale. Call it a couple of $100 billion so far. Here we're a couple of $100 billion into a multi-trillion-dollar build-out. So that's number one, ever. And it really just says that AI was in the early adopter phase in the labs, and finally it's breaking out into. The second part of it that's really unique is that we have a new generation of AI companies. The new AI companies like OpenAI and Anthropic, and just about every single industry, every single use case we can imagine. It is very soon where every single word, xAI, and companies that are Thinking Machine Labs from Mira and Ilya Sutskever's SSI, every single interaction, every single image, video that we experience on, through computers will somehow have been reasoned through or Misha's company, Reflection, and I mean, there's a whole bunch of amazing AI model builders now. This generation of AI model builders, referenced by or generated by AI, it's going to be touched by AI somehow. So all of our computing experiences throughout the day, everywhere, in every industry, what's happened in the last several months, a transition happened that is really, really important. For the last several years, they've been generating tokens will be powered by AI. This is the first 10 gigawatts. It's surely, it sounds like an enormous, these AI tokens, basically at a loss. And the reason for that is because the early AI models they were super interesting, but there's no question that AI is transformational for every industry. But the important thing is the AI infrastructure will be everywhere. But they weren't useful enough to pay for. The last several months it's been very clear that the new technology is now reasoning and it will power computing experiences for everyone every day. And it's going to be just everywhere. It's doing research. Before it answers a question, it goes on the web and studies other PDFs and websites. It can now use tools.
The rivalry between Nvidia, AMD, and OpenAI is far from over. Each move reshapes the landscape of artificial intelligence, from who controls the chips to who controls the future. If you found this analysis insightful, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more in-depth coverage of the AI revolution, and stay tuned, because the next battle in Silicon Valley's AI war might already be unfolding.